back and forth. And welcome out to this edition of our Coach's Mailbag. And I had a request and a question that I thought would be a good one. This is from Cecilia. She says, I've been journaling my trades, but I'm sure they are all not correct. So I need to export the trade history. Should I ask Thinkorswim about resetting the account, or is that something you can guide me with? Is setting up a separate account also an option instead of resetting it? Now, there's a lot of layers to this question. Should I reset my account? How do I get my trade data? If I do reset my account, do I lose my information? All that kind of stuff. Let me show you a few tips. Number one, once you've logged into Thinkorswim, the interface you have in the software is a unique interface and experience relative to what you would get on the website. If you have live trades, you can always get the data on the website. You should get a paper or a virtual statement at the end of the month when you're trading and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's different. But when you're a new student and you're a new trader, you start with your paperMoney. They don't log the trades on the website. They keep it in the paperMoney account, which is a virtual software system. A couple of things. Number one, this front page called the Activity and Positions page doesn't teach you everything. You need to go to the account statement. In the account statement page, you have profits and losses, which you can look up throughout the year. This is my paperMoney account. I'm not even that active in this account actually. So there's some trades that I've made as I've done classes or virtual trades where I'm practicing or back testing or whatever it might be. And so you'll see your P&L through the year, but that doesn't show you your trade data. You can also filter it by symbol. Okay. So I can put in, for example, let's see one stock I traded, PayPal. I can put in PayPal and look up all the trades on PayPal. But I then have to add some other filters to get that information. Actually, let's look up one of my losing trades and maybe try to learn from something. Let's see, Harley Davidson, so HOG. Now, if you don't select a couple of things, it will not give you all the information. Number one, if I don't filter this for a specific account, Thinkorswim doesn't know how to filter the trades. So the default is that they give you a margin account and an IRA, and if your setting says total all accounts, then you can't have any more filters. It doesn't show you. So you have to pick one. Pick the margin account, for example. Second thing is you can also change that from right here. Actually, it says that right here. You have to change it up here, it looks like. When you come in here into the account statement, you then have to filter. And once you get down to like filtering for your account that you've selected, you then can put the dates back into that. And I think there are some limitations. You can do a custom date range, for example. Oh, maybe I'll go back a full year, from 9/16/17 all the way through. And then it would show me all the transactions 355 days back from today. It takes like a few seconds to populate that, and then you'll see a bunch of different sections. Now, your order history is not the same as your trade history. Trades are what you did. Orders are what you asked the broker to do. Now, the broker may not have done it based on how you asked, right? Maybe you did a market order. You got to log the fill. Maybe you canceled and replaced, or something didn't work. You actually need to look at the trade history. Trade history data, as you're looking at this, you can look at the average fill prices. You can also look at different ways to display the information. So either in a vertical list or a horizontal list back and forth, with the columns, I should say. There's also a little gear here where you can customize the display of what you're being shown, and that would give you the net prices. There's a bunch of different potential things that you can add in there, and you can customize this, and then you can fill in whatever trading journals you're using with the data that you see in front of you. A lot of times, what you'll need to do, and actually for a lot of traders, because they don't like to journal every day, I don't mind it. I think some people need to journal every day, and I think it's a good idea, but not everybody does, and maybe you're going to journal once a week, and so you'll come in, let's say on a Sunday or a Saturday or a Monday morning, and always set it for 7 days back from the day you're looking at it, and then just look at everything that came through, whatever the order history was, the working, all that kind of stuff. And then you can get an idea for those fills. Now, that's how to look up some old information. If I want to export, let's say all of the data from January 1st of the year all the way through now, I believe there's a way to do it up here, like to export to a file right here, this menu. Now, the 2018 9/5 account statement is what will come through there. You then will get that information. You can open it up all the way down, cash balances, so on and so forth, forex statements. If you trade forex, it will give you different balances when you traded them. I think these transaction columns will tell you what those are. That may not be what you need. Here, open to close. These are all of your order histories, right? It exports all of the data for you so that you have a saved version in Excel. Now, this is even for my virtual account. So now if I have this information, I could then repopulate, recreate. If I ever needed it, I could save it for my records or my journaling or my back testing or whatever it might be, right? And then we get back to the second part of the question, okay? So first part of the question is, I've been journaling my trades, but I'm sure they're not all correct. I would need to export the trade history. So hopefully this account statement and some of those exporting things kind of give you an idea of how to do that part of it, Cecilia. Should I ask TOS about resetting the account, or is it something you can guide me with? Now, any tool that you use, you should always be willing to ask for help. Click on the support chat on the top, open a live support room, and a lot of times the customer service agent can help you pretty quickly. Now, they're usually not traders. They don't know the advanced stuff, but they know the basic stuff, especially like, positions and how to reset accounts, stuff like that. But you can also do it from the activity and positions tab. Now, if I click on adjust account, there's a button right here, reset all balances and positions. Margin, IRA, portfolio margin, whatever account I want to reset. If I did that, it would delete everything and it would be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't want to do that because I don't believe you can get that data back or your current trades. And I've got some practice ones I'm working on right now. If I wanted to set my cash to a certain level, I could choose one of the pre-defaulted levels, 25, 50, 100, 125, 150. Or there's another way to do that. So I did access that up here through the adjust account window. I can right click on a position. Now you'll notice I can't do this on the folder. Well, actually maybe I can. If I right click on a position or the folder, and they've changed this. It used to be you had to open it up. But you click on adjust cash and we can add or subtract any amount we want. So if you know that you want to have a set amount of capital, identify how much capital you have, and then you can either add or subtract so that your account balance is a reflection of what you want to practice with. You can either do that through the adjust cash window or through the adjust account window, I believe. And I believe the last one is setting up a separate account, also an option instead of resetting it. Yeah, it could be. I mean, there's nothing wrong with setting up an account just to use for paper trading or practice trading purposes or whatever it might be. Some people set up Thinkorswim accounts and they don't even fund them. They'll just practice in them for a while. Or they'll fund a small amount and then they'll use them to paper trade with, and maybe they live trade somewhere else. I don't care with so many brokers, and Thinkorswim's just one tool. You can always set up more brokerage accounts, even within the same broker, to test and practice. But I think you might want to ask yourself, what's the core purpose of that? Is it because I just don't want to keep my old trades for some reason? And could you also just keep the old data from the trades by exporting it and making sure it's journaled correctly? I don't know. Yeah, you could. I mean, I could see reason why to do that, but I don't know. I'd have to take a look at it. All right. Hopefully this helps. This is our Coach's Mailbag, Coach T, Tackle Trading. Like and subscribe to our Tackle Trading channel. Get in the game, and we'll see you on the website.